What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Ollie Brady, man. First video that I'm doing where it's not podcast related, anything like that. So, if you don't know who I am, my name is Ollie Brady. I host podcasts, Wealth for the Culture. I do investing of sorts, such as stocks, crypto. I also got into Turo recently, which is what this video is going to be about. And, that's just a little bit about me. Investor, entrepreneur. I'm getting into the real estate game as well. So I'm going to start pumping out videos for y'all so y'all can get on this wealth journey with me. We could all work along to build wealth. And for this video, I've been getting a lot of requests, a lot of questions from a lot of people about Turo. And specifically since I got on Turo, this is my first month. I'll reveal my first month earnings, give you all the whole rundown of how I went about it. I went about it a little bit of an unorthodox way. I'm using my personal car, doing rental arbitrage. So more so, I rent out my car. I go rent a car for the cheap. I profit the difference. And surprisingly enough, because I have a car that's going to be, cost a little bit more to rent out, I've been able to turn enough of a profit to where I'm driving for free. Or if you want to look at it a different way, I cut half of my living costs. I cut my living costs in half. So it's however you want to look at it. But at the end of the day, I'm on a journey to replace my 9 to 5 income and increase my income and also make it passive as possible. So I do plan on scaling this up. So I'll bring you along on this journey with me. So let's just go in and dive into it. I'll run the numbers for y'all, show y'all a little bit of what goes into Turo, how I do things, courses I may have taken, people I talk to in this space, things of that nature. Also, if you want to go check out any podcasts I've done, I've had 3 different Turo hosts, all doing 5 figures a month, killing it in the game. So they dropped their knowledge on it as well. And I got into a little bit deeper conversation with them. It's on previous videos. I'll figure out how to link all that stuff soon enough, man. Y'all bear with me. I'm not too familiar with the YouTube scene just yet. Let's go ahead and dive into the numbers, man. So, as you all can see, so just full transparency, this was I started the second week of July. So I'm trying to time this video up perfectly to where y'all will be able to see a complete 1 month turn from me. So my first month on there, we'll add this all up. So July brought $1,099. $802. I still have a $298 coming in after I get my car back, which that car comes back today. It's Sunday. I get that car back at 4 o'clock. So I'll go over and pick that up. And just a little bit of how I do things. Like I mentioned, I do the rental arbitrage thing. So let's kind of just run these numbers real quick. These are the earnings, but I'll come back to this. So let's look at the vehicles here. I have a 2018 Jeep Grand Cherokee. So a little bit of how I went about doing this. The market is crazy right now for vehicles, as far as selling, all that. Used car market is ridiculous. So originally I had a 2019 F-150 that I went into very stupidly. Like, it was just a car I really wanted. It was just a vehicle I really wanted. Went into that vehicle, went in upside down $6,000. Yeah, I know. This is, learning lessons. Sometimes you do stuff that you had no business doing. But fortunate enough, I was able to get out of that. Quick background on how I was able to get out of that. So I sold that truck, ended up turning about a $1,300 profit off of that truck. Yes, my truck appreciated, which is crazy because, as we know, people look at vehicles as depreciating assets. So the fact that I was able to make money off a vehicle, not only make money, but make money off a vehicle I went in upside down, which is in the hole $6,000, and still be able to come out turning a profit is crazy. So I sold that truck and I ended up getting about $1,300 or so. And I ended up putting that towards this Jeep Grand Cherokee that y'all see right here. So it's a 2018 Jeep Grand Cherokee. I'll give y'all a little background on how I do my pricing and how, it's a learning stage for me still. So y'all get to follow me along on this journey. And, as I grow my fleet, y'all get to see that as well. So originally I started off, I put this vehicle on here and I was like, okay, I just want to see if it'll get listed. So first things first, when you get on these platforms, you got 2 options. You can go to this Turo Calculator. You can put in a vehicle. So what I did was originally, I didn't even have no intention of putting this vehicle here. I was going to partner up with a friend of mine. We actually went through 3 different cars. I recently had to take the one back. I'll do a separate story on that later. But long story short, we weren't going to partner up anymore. So I'm just going to run the play on my own, do this myself, and let y'all follow along. So I have a 2018 Jeep Grand Cherokee. I'm out here in Dallas. So if you want to just run this, make sure you put the right thing in. I have a Laredo. So this was my projected numbers. These numbers typically, I'm assuming this is from like what not higher car, but Turo used to be. But if you've been on the platform at all, you understand that the numbers are crazy inflated right now. The market is going crazy. It's booming. Also, the take-home pay that you get now is increased because they gave a 5% increase to all hosts. Also, you get like 90% of the delivery fee, all of that. So I'll go into a little bit about how I operate and what I think has been my key to success for getting booked. I've had my car booked for a month. I've seen it for about 3 days total. And usually the longest I've seen it was 3 days. Normally I'm getting it with enough time to vacuum everything out, wipe it down, disinfect it, and it's going back out for another booking. So I'm on my 4th trip right now. So as you can see, that aligns. Most people that book my stuff book it either for the whole weekend, about 3 days. That's 3 days to usually a week. This person that recently booked it, she booked it for a total of 10 days, I believe. And she ended up telling me, like, it's crazy because I took it out there. I offer delivery. I recommend if you're just getting started, offer delivery if you can, because you just look more appealing to people. And my primary goal right now is to get to All-Star Host as quick as I can. And to get to All-Star Host, you need 10 trips, and 5-star ratings are important, good response rate, things of that nature, which I'll go into a little bit later. But for the main thing that I want people to consider looking at right now is the Turo Calculator, which if you don't know how to get to that, if you go to the website, scroll all the way down. Calculator is right here under the hosting. So I just have it already pulled up for y'all to make this seamless. But I suggest to everybody, just throw this in here. I may look at it for this right here, the days booked per month, which I'm above the average. I fall right on par with the earnings per month, probably like $100 shorter than that. But at the same time, I started a week late, so can't really complain. Originally, let's just look at this real quick. So they're saying $45 a day. How I price my cars is I'll go and let's say I want to go, let's do Dallas, right? Let's just put in a random range. We'll do the 21st. We'll do 20th to 22nd. And how I go about pricing my cars, how I first start off is I go look at the vehicle makes, look up my car personally. I have a Grand Cherokee, and I view the results. I sort it low to high. I want to be one of the cheaper cars on here. And as of now, I'm not anymore because I've been starting to get booked more consistently. And I may lower my price. I may not. I don't know. This is my vehicle right here. So as you see, I'm up to 75 a day. I started off at 65 a day. When I first listed my car, I started off at 65 a day because I didn't know what to expect. And that was still the cheapest price on the platform at the time. So I was like, cool. I'll be the cheapest. Now, as you can see, you got a couple that's $44 a day, 52, which this car doesn't bother me at all. Older than mine, this car is older than mine, so I feel comfortable, 65 a day, 2018, 65 a day. I felt comfortable doing that. Some people got 2019s, 2018s that they rent for way more. On average, because people usually have last minute bookings that I've been seeing, you tend to run into a different type of realm. Like you won't see this many vehicles available. You know what I mean? So that's just something else to keep in your back of your mind. Also, some people, since they're new, as you see, like this is a new person right here, they're going to undercut their prices as well. Also, you got to take into account the different discounts that you offer. So as you see, a lot of these cars going for 85, 70 a day. Like this is mine right here. The reason I did this is I've been testing it out. I'm raising my price $5 each time it gets booked just to see what happens. and still been getting booked out. I think I was trying to find a sweet spot at 80 because that's consistently what I see for most Jeeps. When I look like weekly, I went a little bit further out. I went to the end of September. But as you see, like, let's see if I just switch this real quick. You'll see nearly as, 6.5, like, still a sweet spot. This is 80 a day, and that's just solely because it's the weekend, stuff like that. And I changed my prices for the weekend, which is what a lot of people, some people do automatic pricing. I kind of like it. I kind of go in and tweak the weekend prices, maybe like little things like that. So what I always tell people that the way I do it is I'll rent out my car, but it's my personal car. So now you're probably thinking, how do you get around? Do you have a job to go to? Thing like, yes, I have a job. I got to still get around. So then that takes me into a fact of, well, I have to go find a vehicle. So because I list my vehicle so much, even with that 75-25 split, I can go rent a vehicle, as you see, and I'm not too picky on it. I'm a bigger dude, so I want to find something that can at least fit in comfortably, but for the most part, you'll be able to find something. And I don't go past 35 a day unless I just want to, which never happens. And as you see, the more cars are coming on here lower and lower now because people are starting to get into this market heavy and want to get bookings. Some of these cars ain't worth nothing, but for the most part, you can find something easily, usually around $30 or so a day, which works out perfect for me from my price point. My strategy, I say, is only beneficial if you could price your vehicles at least 65 a day and you're offering delivery. Personally, that's how I feel. I run the numbers to where I can still be very profitable, actually, and I'll show y'all a glimpse of that later on. So the best thing about this is you have plenty of options depending on how far out you're going. Like this, again, this is September. So if I go back to August, look at like the 9th to 11th, it could change because it's such last minute. So like I said, you still look up, you still got Sonatas and stuff like that. That's in the $32, $33 range. Like this is the sweet spot. 35 and below for me is what I'm looking for when I'm doing rental arbitrage. Because at the end of the day, the cheaper you can get your rental car for, the more profit margin you have. And that's the whole goal. The goal is to make money. We're not just doing this to do it. So just take that into consideration when y'all are on this platform, and that'll be best for y'all. Now, what y'all probably all be waiting for, we'll run these numbers real quick. Let's go into this, how I do my pricing. So my pricing, like I said, I have my automatic pricing on. Typically you give it a range, and it usually just sticks to the cheapest you have, which is what I've seen. So I started off at 65. I've managed to raise a 5. I started off 65. It got booked out 2 hours after I booked it for the whole weekend, and I charge a delivery. So this is another cool thing I like about Turo. You can do deliveries. So I feel like I'm more attractive to customers if I offer delivery. So as you see, I offer delivery to the airports. I'm pretty much a flat of 65 to DFW because that's a bigger airport, and it's a little bit further for me. I charge $6 up to 15 miles, which I may push that back up to 20, but I'll be moving soon. So I'll see how that area is that I'm moving to as far as distance goes, things like that. But I was at 20. This recent person I went to, I delivered to her. I actually came up with a $20 tip. So I ended up getting $80 total for that delivery. And all this delivery for me, I'm contemplating in my brain is that it could cover my Uber trip back to wherever I'm getting the car from. I like to be strategic, and when I'm booking my cars, I try to find something close to the location I'm dropping off at, cheaper Uber. But if you do happen to have to go back home because you have a booking later or whatever, that's on you. I try to be as efficient as possible, considering I'm using my personal vehicle and I need to cut costs every way I can. So for me, I'm looking for something closer to my area. If I can't find something closer, I'm staying 35 and under. That's how I operate. But normally for me, I'm looking at 30 and under. But 35 and under, you'll be good. But she'll need probably like a $70, $75 price range. But on top of delivery, you should be good. Because Ubers honestly aren't that expensive as long as you're not going from the airport to your house, something like that. Like usually I find, like most places I book from, I'm always going to the airport. I usually find a place close by, so the Uber don't even be $20. So I still make profit off the delivery fee. But just something to keep in mind. So, like I say, take advantage of this. I say charge a delivery fee. You could do free if you want, but the name of the game is to make a profit. And as long to me, I've seen as long as I'm not charged like $100, I keep it at 65. They actually changed this. You keep 90% of the delivery fee now. So it works out for me. No problems. I still turn profits. As far as pricing goes and discounts, I keep it on 75 right now. I may lower it, I may not, just depending on what the market starts to do. Summer's tapering off. But as far as managing the price on the calendar, I do custom. So mainly my custom just goes, I raise my price for the weekend. So that's how I do things. Oh shoot, I don't want the wrong way. So yeah, I'll go out. I'll probably end up changing these prices right here. I did this because it's Labor Day weekend, but I may just lower it. I don't know. Haven't made up my mind yet. I got plenty of time to think about that. But for the most part, I'll just go in and tweak it as I see fit. Like all you gotta do is click on it, edit it for the day. You can set it out to however long you want to do that. Boom, you done. So as far as pricing goes, that's my logic. They do have this price boost for last minute bookings in the same day. I just left it on the recommended 5%. I've never had a booking in the same day. Usually I always get some type of notice. As far as discounts go, I no longer offer the 3-day discount. 7-day, I keep it at the same 5%. And because how they have this structured, let's say I have my 7-day at 10%. For my 30-day, I couldn't go lower than 10%. So just keep that in mind. 3+ day discount. You may want to do 5, 10, 15. I think that's a little high. That's why I was losing money at first. And at the end of the day, you want to find a balance. What's good for you depending on what vehicle you're using. Also, if you have a second vehicle, just different things to think about. Early bird discount, I don't offer it. You probably don't. There ain't no point really. You ain't gonna really utilize that too much. I don't see nobody booking super early, at least for me. I might get a couple days notice, and usually that notice is enough to get my vehicle back and take it right back out. And all my bookings have been I have to deliver. I'm moving, so it'll probably work out better where I'm moving. It's a nice central location between everything in Dallas. And I know a couple out here, they rent out their vehicle on Turo, and they have no problem with people coming out here. I'm in Frisco, so they have no problem with people coming out here to pick their vehicle up either. So it's all relative to what you want to do and how much of a business you want to make it compared to a job. Right now, it's a bit of a job for me, but because I don't have to see my car for a while, I don't mind taking an hour or two out of my day, to go drop a vehicle off, pick up another vehicle, come back to my side of town. It's all about what you're willing to do. As far as photos, main thing I suggest, be very detailed with your photos. I don't even have a whole lot, but it's quite a bit for me. Like I got enough to where the booking looks attractive. People are looking at it. I suggest blocking out your license plate number because you don't want your insurance companies, if they don't know you do Turo, you don't want that to be an issue later on down the road if something does happen to your vehicle. As far as vehicle protection, I do the 70 plan, which recently changed to the 75 plan, which does $250 deductible. You get 75% of the trip, and you get reimbursements, things of that nature. And it's just a lot less headache, in my opinion. So, as far as distance included, I do the minimum, which is 200 for my vehicle, 200 miles a day. Nobody usually uses that. Even the lady that just took my vehicle, she was going to Alabama. We broke down the numbers. She won't even come close to using the miles. She has allotted for her. I don't do unlimited distance. I thought about it, but after looking and scouting through and doing my research for the last few months on different people that are offering the service, most people don't do the unlimited distance. And I understand you don't want the wear and tear on your car. At the end of the day, you're utilizing your car to turn a profit, and you don't, the more you have to take a hit on that aspect, the more maintenance you're going to have to worry about later on in the long run. Also, I suggest putting about 5 to 10% aside for maintenance, just to be safe. I offer extras, unlimited mileage, prepaid fuel, post-trip cleaning, just little things like that. I do have a toll pass on my stuff, and if you do have tolls, you don't have to worry. All you're gonna have to do after that is go and list go and take it about in the terms of doing a reimbursement, which you just send them an invoice. It does it through the app, and I usually include screenshots of the tolls for their time frame and where they had the car rented out. and I've had no issues. They pay it, no problem, no issues. So here's my path to All-Star Host. So for All-Star Host, you need to have, they give you the guidelines. All I'm working towards is the 10 trips. Everybody gives me 5 stars. I try to create a whole experience for people. I feel like that's the best thing to do. You want to be doing more than what your typical rental car place does. So I suggest doing it this route. I put 2 waters in there, have it nice and cleaned out, things of that nature. So, as you see, I'm on par with everything. 5-star ratings is a key. That's what you're searching for. That's what you're trying to hit for. As far as earnings go, now we're going to close this video out with the earnings. I'll break down what my profit is for the first month, which my first month will be ending on the 10th. And I get my vehicle back today. So as you see, this is what's earned. So this was earned as $1,099. I've also gotten my $43 in reimbursement, which is, for me, is just tolls. And then you have the $298, which is upcoming earnings, which is the other half of the payment for the booking I have, where it's out right now. Well, I'll go pick it up later on today. Far as this, let's just run. I'll add this up for y'all real quick. See if I got a little calculator on here. So, as y'all can see, we got 1,009. We got the hold on. Got the 1,099 plus the 43 plus the 298, which comes out to a total for my first month of $1,440. Crazy. This is some people's mortgage. If you have a second vehicle, you killing that. Now, as y'all probably thinking, well, hey, Ollie, you don't have a second vehicle. So how much are you really bringing in? Well, let me go show y'all. I have a spreadsheet. Shout out to Brian, the infamous CPA, if y'all don't know who he is. He offers a rental car course. Also, my guy Marlon, he does a rental car course mastermind. But this spreadsheet, which I've tweaked it for my own use, so a whole bunch of stuff you can see on here. But I've tweaked it. So here's how I do it. I got my vehicle expenses for when I'm renting out vehicles, my earnings from the trip, Uber expenses. Sometimes I luck up and I get a weekend and I'll just have to stay at home, or I'll catch a ride for one of my friends. If you're looking up for that, cool. I've had that happen a couple times. Here's my earnings from the trip. And this is actually not correct at all. But as you see, I got to add on the what's called reimbursements. But this is a little bit lower than what I'm actually earning. As y'all see, probably like $20 or so short, which is fine. So here's all my Uber expenses, which Uber it's a beast. I had to started tweaking it a little bit to make it more convenient for my pockets and more efficient. As you see, now I'm starting to phase off in the $20 range. But I figured it out. And here's my rental car expense. So this is, oh shoot, this column don't even matter. But these are my rental car expenses. This is my Uber expenses, earnings from the trip. So $670. My total earnings, I believe, for my vehicle tapers off at like $600. So I'm still making a $7 profit. Vehicle, also take this into mind, because I'm covering my vehicle expenses, I'm making $70, but I'm also covering the $600 that it's going to roughly cost me to pay for my vehicle. So now that's technically a total of $670 I have to deploy somewhere else. What I normally do is I put that into crypto, or I put it into the stock market. So now that money can make money. So essentially what we've done, we've taken a liability and turned it to an asset. And hey, this is my first month on Turo, $1,440. Hey, it's not bad for the first month. So I look to see what's going to go on from here. I'll try to update y'all every month. And we could just, I'm looking to grow this fleet to 5 cars before the year is up. So I'll get a car this month, next month, the month after that, then November. And for my 6th car, the plan is to get me a Tesla. And hopefully these rental cars will cover that as well. So just come along with me for the journey, man. If you have any questions, drop a comment. Or you can hit me up on @wealth4the culture, culture with a K on Instagram, @wealthculture, culture with a K on Twitter. I respond to all DMs, comments, whatever. Do me a favor, like, comment, subscribe, share this with your friends that's looking to get into Turo or looking to do any kind of wealth building, anything. Because I'm going to start dropping videos on all types of stuff, from crypto to stocks, real estate, all of that. Everything I'm involved in personally. So appreciate y'all for tuning in, man. And if y'all have any questions, don't hesitate to reach out. I'm gonna stop this share. So yeah, once again, man, just like, comment, subscribe, join the wealth family, man. We're just trying to, provide wealth building opportunities. I like to, influence all my black people out there, that don't see people that look like them. That was my main reason for making this channel. So stay tapped in with me, man. And let's just go ahead and run this bag up. Peace.